Okay, hello, hi. I've just spent ages trying to figure out this, and I don't have very good lighting, and I've just come to realize that the bags under my eyes are insane. I get loads of sleep. I've got no excuse for this. Anyway, hi, I'm Blair. I probably should have got to that first, but I've been wanting to do booktube for ages. I've got to get used to where to look. Where do I look? Here, straight ahead, over there. I've been wanting to do booktube for ages, and I just never got around to it because my ADHD can procrastinate forever. It took me 7 years to replace some lost prescription glasses once. So I don't know how I'm gonna be like with uploads, or if I'll even get round to editing this. You know, if I've done that, that is an achievement in itself. So I'm going to talk about some books that I just really love, and then you get like an idea of me, I guess. But I'm quite an eclectic reader. I'm in my sci-fi era right now. So yeah, I'm currently reading Neuromancer by William Gibson. And this, I'm not really far in. I've already started having it because I couldn't believe how much this was like Cyberpunk 2077. And I love that game. So now that it's, obviously all good and not broken. So yeah, I got the tabs out straight away because of the mention of Night City. And I was like, come on now, this book's going to be awesome for me. It's a classic though, so if you haven't read it, it's a good one. I can't believe the bags under my eyes. I mean, get used to it. This is how I'm always going to look. Right. Let's start with... So these are my favourite books. None of this video will never make sense, but I'll always be able to say it was my first one, so... Right, where should I start? Start with a classic, Dune by Frank Herbert. I think it's Herbert, but my mother's German, and I would say Herbert, but I'm talking shit. I don't even know if that's right. Anyway, I love the SF Masterworks editions. I got this for Christmas because I just had the paperback before, because I don't actually enjoy reading hardbacks. So this is just part of my special collection, which is most of the books here. Apart from one of them, because I tried to look for the hardback of one of them, and it was like, only secondhand, obviously, because it came back out a while ago. And it was like in the hundreds of pounds. So Dune, basically the Lord of the Rings of sci-fi is what I call it. It's not for everyone. And I can't be bothered to like give you a synopsis because it's Dune. If you don't know about it, then you're probably not interested in it. So there we go. The next one. And this cover is a crime. An absolute crime. Woo! And I pre-ordered this because I wanted like the collectors, like whatever, the collectors. I keep looking at the wrong place. I'm so sorry. I never look anywhere anyway. And I never make eye contact with people in the real world. So it's not going to be the... Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I hate this cover. It's so tacky. And not like tacky in a fun way, tacky in a tacky way. But the real crimes happen when you take off the dust jacket. Because I put my books on my bookshelf naked, so I like the dust jacket off. But what's underneath here is worse than this. Let me reveal. Oh my god, it's so bad. I mean, this is meant to be about my favourite books. I promise it is. I promise it is. I absolutely love this book. I've read it so many times. Prince and First Son of the United States. Fall in Love. It's funny. I feel like everyone's heard about this. Another one I feel like I don't really have to talk about. But another thing. My ADHD will never fully think out a video. Just think of them all as improv. Because it is. There's no script. There's no even real plan. Anyway, I recommend this. I gave this 5 stars. But I feel like she's a one-hit wonder. That's so shady. But I feel like she is a bit of a one-hit wonder because everything else that I've read from her since doesn't quite hit the mark like this one did. Okay. God, we've done 2 and I feel... next one, a bit of a controversial author now, I've heard, which is such a shame because this is my all-time favourite book. So just ignore that for a moment whilst I talk about it because I'm so fed up of authors who just ruin everything. But it's Call Me By Your Name by Andre Asserman. This speaks to me in a way a book has never spoken to me, having grown up, going to every summer going to our house in northern Italy, and I had a very similar experience, similar sort of romance, but it's and yeah, it felt like my soul had been put into a book. Main character energy, but that is what happened, and I love this. My paperback version is completely highlighted. I might as well have just gone and he just has such a talent for writing things that I felt that I didn't know how... I can't even say it now. He writes things that I'm like, wow, I've felt that, but I've never known how to put into words. It wasn't that hard, was it? But this is like a weird love story. I don't want to call it a love story. But it is. But it's like when you're 17 and you're in love sort of vibe, and it's probably not like the best option. But no one's going to know anything about these books I talk about. And I kind of just think that's a vibe. It's like a mystery game. Next one. I love this cover because this book famously in my mind has ugly covers. Like, I've never seen a good one, so I had to get the Faber members edition, and it is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. Ooh. I love this book. It's so beautifully written, dystopian vibes. I love it. That's all you're getting from me, really, isn't it? I love this book. There you go. But this one, I feel like you can't, if you haven't read it, I can't really tell you what it's about at all, because I feel like it's so much better going into this having no real idea what it's about. Just know that it's okay. Next one. Also, I had this idea that I would do these favourite videos, but then I'd end it on a book I absolutely hate, because that's just a bit of fun, isn't it? This was my book. This next one was my favourite read of 2022. And it's a bit of a dad book, like, if you know what I mean. Like, a book you would give a man in his 40s or 50s. And it's The Power of the Dog by Don Winslow. I love anything that is gang related. Like, I love anything to do with the mafioso. Oof. This is like Mexican drug cartel stuff. I think it's loosely based on true events. Like, I remember looking into that and sort of remembering that I'd heard that. It's a bit of a big one. I don't tend to read like huge books, but I do highly recommend this. This was a masterpiece. It won the top spot for me because I read it in the summer, and then I did not stop thinking about the characters and like what might have happened after all these events. It's just so... Please read this book. But this is the book that if you want like a really nice hardback of it, you're paying money. So it can't go on my nice shelf for my favourite books until I have that edition, which hopefully one day I will. Now, I hated this next book. I felt visceral anger with this next book. I couldn't even be bothered to find its dust jacket. And it's a signed edition, which is just... And it's The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. This book didn't need to exist. This book didn't need to exist. Hand on heart. If you've read it, you'll know. This book is trash. This is a money grab trash. Adam Silvera is boring. Boring. All his stories are the same. He hasn't got the intelligence to even think of the reason why Deathcast would work. Like, so unless you know they both die at the end, or this one, you won't know what Deathcast is. It's basically you get a phone call and they're like, you're going to die in the next 24 hours. Like, enjoy. And I got this is the prequel. I got this, like, so hungry for more information on how Deathcast worked, because so many other theories had already been like, no, well, it's not that. So I was like, how is he going to do this? Like, what is it going to be? And I thought about this like nuts, because I loved They Both Die at the End, because it was something new for me at the time. But he has not got the intelligence to even think of the reason Deathcast would work. I said what I said, Adam. Me and my bags under my eyes. They had to suffer this too. I do not recommend this. This was the only 1 star I gave last year, I think. I don't remember giving anything else 1 star. I could be lying though, reacting to myself lying. But I hated this. I hated this. I would love to find someone who loved it and would love this pretty, I think it was a Waterstones exclusive edition that's signed, like, if you really love him. Maybe let me know. All the people that aren't going to watch this video, I'll send it to you for nothing. I don't want it on my shelf anymore, but I want it to go to someone that will really love it. Because it is a queer story, which obviously, if you don't know, I'm really queer. And I know that when I was younger, there was such little about for me to read that I could relate to. So I'd love it. I'd love to give this to a young queer person who would appreciate it more. Because I really do feel like a lot of it as well is because, like I said, I'm in a sci-fi era, so I love explanations. I don't know how that works, but and I think if you're younger, this would probably work way more. But it was so unbelievable, like the heart stuff. I don't want to give anything away, but the heart stuff. Okay, right, well, I've been filming for 16 minutes-ish, 17. And that was sort of it. That was my first video. If you want to catch more of these, maybe stick around for the next one. I'm trying to do minimal editing because, like I said, I have quite severe ADHD. And the idea of actually doing work that, you know, is... It's a battle, okay? That's all I can say is... it's a battle, but I'm gonna try do it because I feel like I'll get better at this. Like, I'll get better at talking about these things. I'll probably never research into the stuff I'm talking about. Challenges will be hard. You know, I've watched quite a few of those videos. Like reading for 24 hours, and I'm like, with ADHD, sometimes I can't read at all. So we'll see how it goes. And if you like this mess, subscribe and like, and don't leave me mean comments because I really can't handle it. I just can't handle it. Okay. Peace. Bye.